I screamed on the radio. I said, "Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?" And then the next words were, "God is so good to us." Man, this is cool. Intense. I've dreamed about running the Daytona 500 my whole life. Getting fired up. It's just going to be cool if we make the race and get to do it. Once they say, "Gentlemen, start your engine," it's such a blur. All right, here we go. Looking out at the crowd, all you see is a racetrack. It requires so much focus. It just seemed to get faster and faster and faster. We end up qualifying really good. We make it in the race. We do everything we needed to do. Are you nervous? Are you scared? Here I am on the last lap and find myself leading the Daytona 500. Intense, powerful, overwhelming. Anytime there's a leader on the last lap at that track, he finishes second, third, fourth, whatever, because the way the drafting works, just go. Man, there is no way that we're going to win this race. And then I come out of turn 4. Going to school, racing gave me something to set myself apart. My dad's dad used to race cars, and then my mom's dad used to race boats. So I think there's speed in the bloodline somewhere, and then once I got into it, it was something that I had a passion for that I can't describe. I moved to North Carolina by myself at 15 years old. And I started thinking, Trevor Bayne's got this. You know, I've gotten to this point because I'm good at driving race cars. I'm good at everything I do. I can handle it. You know, when I got to that point, God said, "Oh, really? You think you can handle this on your own?" And He gave me a few wake-up calls. One was a crash, and I had a H2 Hummer. I flipped it into head-on traffic. 3 cars hit it in the roof. It took the top of the steering wheel off, the top of the seat off. I shouldn't be sitting here, but He gave me another chance to open my eyes. I still didn't see it. I didn't see what kind of miracle had just happened. What ended up happening was He kind of let me slip away from the thing that mattered most to me at that time, which was racing. I was saying, "I got this, and so He kind of pulled the rug out from under me. I've been racing 42 weekends out of the year, 3 times a week, and I was supposed to be racing nationwide the next year, big time. You know, it was going to be the best year of my life, and I ended up sitting still on the sidelines for 6 months because we didn't have sponsorship. At that point, I was like, okay, I understand exactly what's going on here. You know, God was in control the whole time. I tried to take control, kind of pushed Him aside, not on purpose, but by not being intentional about study and prayer and just spending time with Him. I was always busy, a 15-year-old, 16-year-old, thinking, hey, I got to be on the go, hanging out with friends, doing all my stuff. But I didn't take time to build that relationship, which was the most important. Right after I realized what was going on and started getting back into the Word and getting fired up and in prayer and just spending time with Him, I meet a guy, and we went to another team and put me back in a race car. Not even 2 weeks later, after I kind of surrendered again, and I'm like, God, you did this all along. Here I was thinking, I've got the talent to do it. I've got all these things, but really you've supplied all the opportunity. So I'm tired of trying to do it by myself. You know, come back, whatever it takes. You know, I'm willing to do whatever you want. Before the race, we're talking about reading books and studying, and finally I'm just like, man, you know, I'm kind of tired of reading. I don't know if that's right or wrong or what, but I'm tired of trying to learn who God is. I'm tired of trying to see what everybody else's take on God is. I'm just ready to know Him. I want to experience His power in some way and Him just say, this is who I am. I'm feeling a little bit of butterflies for the first time the whole race. The whole time I've been patient, just waiting and riding it out, and then here we are on the last lap, leading. And, you know, it's getting hotter in the car, and I start to just feel this, you know, overwhelming, man, what's going to happen? You know, this is the first time I've been nervous. And I'm thinking, there is no way that we could win this race. I mean, it's impossible, pretty much. And then we're coming off turn 4, and I just feel this feeling, sitting back in the seat and kind of looking up in the mirror and seeing everybody behind me. And we get to the start-finish line, and we were still in the lead. And even at that point, I'm still thinking, there's no way we're going to win this race. And then my crew chief and spotter come over the radio, and they're like, we just won the race! Man, I mean, I I screamed on the radio, "Are you kidding me?" Because that's what it felt like. It was just like, how is this even possible? It's never happened. Nobody's ever won that race in their first attempt. And to know that he did it, to know that it's because of his power and just surrendering that, you know, saying whatever it is that you want to do, whatever it takes, I just want to know you. And at that moment, I mean, it was just a change. It was just this is who I am. And to experience that is incredible. God's in control, and he's powerful, and he can do whatever he wants to, whenever he wants to, with whoever he wants to. The Daytona 500 win, that stuff's great, but it doesn't define me. Christ defines me. Part of being a champion is that you have more of a platform and more of a voice to speak to people, so that drives me to be better every day. On the track, yes, coming across the checkered flag first defines you as a winner, but off the track there's a lot more to it than that. Me becoming second, it makes me feel like the biggest winner in the world. Just want to yell it, man. Yeah. My name is Trevor Bayne, and I am second.